Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B Ward, this is Mortem. I am the warlock of Biff Cock, Dom.
And I'm JD. Hopefully the Biff Talk's not getting old at this point, but we're entertaining ourselves.
Yeah, and that's really all that matters. The rest of you come second to my own amusement. I say it on Facebook all the time.
And the amusement of Biff.
Yeah. We're going to make that motherfucker a star. You said something last night about how we're making his Make-A-Wish dream come true.
Yeah. Only a retarded dog. Donate.
Next I want to meet John Cena. Do, 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 do.
That's how I would sing it at
Yeah.
that too. Well, today we're going to give you, in honor of the unveiling of the new It. You see that art?
Yeah, he looks pretty good.
He looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
We're going to give you our top 5 horror clowns. Yes, it's going to be fun. This is a good list.
Yeah, actually, this list reminded me of a movie that I hadn't seen in decades, and went back and watched.
It's a deep list.
Yeah.
I did not expect to have so many pulls out of it.
Yeah, I went to a couple uncommon places, and it's gonna be fun.
Yep, and these are clowns that are not Pennywise. So when Pennywise is omitted from the list,
right,
don't write in and say, "Post-mortem, you guys didn't even talk about Pennywise." Well, of course everyone knows about Pennywise. Yeah. And we're doing this for the new It, in honor of the new It anyway.
It's a tribute to Pennywise.
It's a tribute, goddammit.
Cocksucker. Clown cocksucker.
Clown cocksucker.
Bozo knob gobbler.
Alright. Now, it's time for some horror news.
Horror news.
Mommy, the clown touched me.
The clown licked me. Ew.
Inappropriate clown touching? Inappropriate clown genital molesting? I don't know. I'm trying to think of a rating system already, but we'll get there, I'm sure, after we get through horror news. So, I got some good news this week. And I got some bad news. Well, actually, no. I have no bad news whatsoever.
I don't have any bad news either. It's a positive week.
Yes. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm feeling upbeat.
On cloud 9.
I feel like I should have an 80s montage right now while I read this horror news.
You're the best around. No one's ever gonna get you down.
My first little bit of news, I'll start us off this week. Mark Duplass, at Mark Duplass on Twitter, who was in Creep.
Yes.
You know, he was the Creep.
Yeah.
He's in the League and stuff.
What was the name of that wolf character that he was?
It is Peach Fuzz.
Peach Fuzz, that's right. It's a great movie. I love when he's talking about the bath.
Speaking of that, he just tweeted that he's trying on wardrobes for Creep 2, and that this one's going to get a little bit weird.
The first one was a little bit weird, so I'm excited about that. I really liked Creep. It was very, subdued and
It was
creepy.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what to expect. The poster art looks like it's going to be some dumb slasher or something, the Netflix art.
That's why I avoided it.
Yeah,
I think
me too.
It was you, actually, that said, no, it's good, watch it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
In a world of shitty sequels, remakes, and shark exorcisms, I'm happy that a sequel to one of my favorite movies of the last few years is now confirmed and in pre-production. In addition, they have announced it's going to be a trilogy.
Nice.
They have a story for number 2 and 3. They have a whole trilogy of these Creep movies.
Okay.
The Return of Peach Fuzz.
Are they going to do it documentary style like the first one was?
Like found footage? Yeah. I don't know.
That was a good use of found footage.
It was a great use of found footage because it was actually... If you guys haven't seen Creep, this guy replies to an ad searching for a videographer saying that he has cancer and he wants to leave a video diary to his kid. So it's only 2 characters. Very, very limited storytelling. There's only 2 characters in this movie.
And most of it takes place in one house.
Most of it takes place in one house. Yeah, there's very limited other settings. And turns out that this guy's a little creepy. That's why they call it Creep.
Yeah.
A little off. Likes to wear...
His wolf mask.
With his wolf mask in the bath, talking about his bath time. Well, we're going to have bath time now because I won't be around. If you guys have not checked it out yet, it's still streaming on Netflix, and you're in for a treat.
Yeah. And I like that it's quote-unquote found footage in terms of the format, but it's not found. Like, the guy has his documentary footage.
Yeah, it's not like a found footage movie.
Like they're trying to pass it off like, oh, we found these tapes in the forest or something.
It just works.
Yeah.
And we hate found footage, especially you. I mean, I hate it too, but you have a major
I have a hard-on for the death of found footage. I would fuck its corpse.
You're going to biff fuck the found footage. So, what you got this week?
A little bit of Guillermo del Toro news. He's just started work on a new film called The Shape of Water. And you're going to like this. It stars Michael Shannon and Doug Jones.
That's awesome.
And it's slated as an otherworldly fantasy set during the Cold War. It's going to be coming out in 2017. That's all they've released so far.
That's all they've said, huh?
Yeah.
2 of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
I love Michael Shannon.
Yeah.
And we all know the legendary Doug Jones. If you haven't listened
the heart and soul of Postmortem.
The heart and soul. If you guys haven't listened to our initial first 5-6 episodes, there's a lot of Doug Jones flying around there.
For real.
We've kind of moved on to Biff. I think that
we
kind of shows where this show is headed. We started out obsessed with Doug Jones, and then now Biff. What the fuck? Doug, come back to us. Slay this beast that's in my backyard right now. Save us.
Send this red rocket to Mars.
Save me from my enemies. Doug Jones, you're our only hope. Dougie Wan Kenobi, you're our only hope. All right, well,
that's all they've said on it. And that's all I've got on it. But Michael Shannon and Doug Jones in the same movie.
That's pretty
awesome.
Sweet. Yeah, and Doug Jones in a title starring role. Yeah, also pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I hope he's the major cat.
That would be awesome.
Or what if Doug Jones is the good guy and Michael Shannon's the bad guy?
Yeah, Michael Shannon. I can't really see him being a sympathetic good guy ever because he's
a great good guy.
Really?
Yeah, he can be a good sympathetic good guy. Okay. Also, he's usually a weirdo.
Yeah,
but he's been a good guy.
He's just got such a weirdo face. Like, I don't know, like
he's got that the way his mouth
and
is.
his eyes are kind of buggy.
Yeah. He's got the case of the meth face. So I got another limited news thing I got going. Based on the success of Stranger Things and the return of kid horror with Stranger Things, you can expect to see a lot more of the Boys with Backpacks movies.
Fucking hell.
I think it's going to make a huge comeback because of the success of that fucker. Now, based on that success and the cult status of 1987's Monster Squad, co-writer of the original, Shane Black, said he is interested in making a sequel or a remake for Monster Squad in an IGN interview.
And he pulled people, right?
He did, and it's been 30 years. Something like this needs to happen.
Okay.
We are not remake guys here, but this thing could have legs.
Yeah.
So
Monster Squad was really good, but it's not Goonies. You know, like Goonies you couldn't remake.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just Goonies is perfect as it is. But Monster Squad it was a great movie, it was an entertaining movie, but if you go back and watch it now, it has its flaws.
Yeah, I think it holds up though. I watched it with my kids probably about 6 months ago, so I've seen it semi-recently, and I thought it pretty held up. Wolfman has nards.
He does.
It's true.
Yeah. What was it? They called the teacher Cathead?
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, the teacher had the weird hair, and they called her Cathead the whole time.
I will not be saying it. I've decided that.
Yeah.
It's okay to say all right every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Or so.
But not and so.
Never the two shall meet.
The twain.
What else you got?
I got another piece of Guillermo del Toro news.
All right.
We've been talking about how he's starting development on a film adaptation of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Well, he has announced that he's going to be handling the production role and the art direction in this project. That they're going to be bringing in another director so that he can focus on that.
Sweet.
And what he wants to do, because he's such a childhood fan of the series, and actually has original art pieces by Stephen Gammell, the guy who did the original super creepy art.
Yeah.
He wants to make sure that the movie has that look. He wants it to make a living Stephen Gamble art piece.
That's awesome. Is
Yeah.
Stephen Gamble still around, or
I don't know.
why don't they involve that fucker? Why don't they have him on as a contributor on set? You know?
Yeah, that's something worth looking into if
Yeah.
he's still alive. I bet they will. I mean, Del Toro has the dude's art actually in his house, so
Yeah. He's like, I'm more Gamble than you, Gamble. Look at this.
motherfucker. And in the article that I read, it actually had pictures of him in his house, like showing off. Because his house is like a museum.
His house is fucking awesome, and he does this tour where he has all these like awesome pieces.
Yeah,
that he shows off.
they're going to be in LA. At the
You know when it
Museum
is?
of
I
Art.
think we talked about it in a news segment.
Did we?
Yeah.
We should check it out. We should find out when it is and check it out.
I'm
I've got a
down.
couple friends that I know would want to go too.
Yeah, I'm down. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I hope it's great. With Guillermo del Toro, I don't think they can go wrong because he's got an awesome eye for the creepy.
Yeah.
And if he's going so far as to just remove himself from directing just to make sure that it holds up with that, I bet it is going to.
And, I mean, even if you look at things like Crimson Peak was a shit script and a stupid story.
Yeah.
But it looks so good.
Yeah.
And, that's his thing.
I wonder if it's going to be segmented, like an anthology. That would be so sweet.
It would have to be, because those stories are short.
Well, think about what they did with Goosebumps. Goosebumps was a bunch of stories, and they combined them all into one movie.
Did they? I didn't see the movie.
You didn't see Goosebumps?
I don't like Jack Black, so.
It's okay. For a little kids horror movie, it's alright.
Okay.
It could have been better, but they did a decent job with it.
Okay.
I'm hoping Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark has to be better than
Right.
that. So I got one more thing this
do
week.
too, but fire off.
October 11th, hitting VOD and Blu-ray, is the adaptation of a 20-year-old comic called Bubba the Redneck Werewolf.
Never
You ever heard of this?
No.
I had never heard of it. Never read the comics. You're more of a comic guy than I was. So I thought maybe you had heard of this.
No, that
but
must be an obscure one.
the trailers are up on YouTube, and this looks like some awesome low-budget horror comedy. A drunk werewolf in overalls with an AK-47 banging chicks and kicking ass.
It's like Wolf Cop's redneck
That's
cousin.
right up my alley. He is the hero, kind of reminiscent of Wolf Cop.
Yeah.
Maybe Wolf Cop will make a cameo appearance and
That's
arrest him. No, I can't wait for this one. You got to check out the trailer. It's on YouTube.
Okay, I'll look that up. Bubba the Redneck Werewolf?
Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. You guys check it out.
Sounds like a Christmas song.
October 11th, VOD, so not going to be in theaters. It is low budget, but it looks glorious.
Oh, Wolf Cop was pretty low budget.
It's
too,
like that,
yeah.
too. It's got that look, too. It's got that same look with the lighting and stuff.
Right.
This guy somebody probably liked Wolf Cop and then liked this and then wanted to...
Got the rights to it.
Yeah, kind of expand on that idea, so...
I'm all about ridiculous werewolves. You know, there are a few good werewolf movies out there, but on the whole, there's a lot of really shitty ones.
There is.
And it's hard to do that genre other than telling the story of the Wolfman and do it seriously. Like, The Howling pulled it off for a couple movies, but that's because I'm blanking on the director's name. Legendary director of The Howling. Anyway, he's really fucking good at what he does, and then when he stopped doing the Howling movies, none of the people started doing it. They went downhill.
to shit, yeah.
Joe Dante.
Joe Dante.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Gremlins too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? We don't know our horror icons here at Postmortem. Why do you even listen to this show?
We're just making shit up.
I don't even know. I've never even seen Gremlins.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
You know, we've actually not recorded any of these episodes.
No.
It's all just a weird hallucination.
God damn it.
So I've got one more piece of news. A trailer for a movie called Arrival was just released, and it looks awesome. It's all about people behaving like paranoid animals when these weird monoliths arrive from space, and it takes the people longer than they would prefer to communicate with them. There's one woman who's like the master decryptor, and so they keep sending... She goes into the pods, and there's these weird tentacle aliens that live in there, but you only see them behind a screen because they have to stay in this fog, and they're trying to communicate with her through symbols, but as... She's like, sorry guys, this is taking longer than I expected. Everyone starts losing their shit and attacking each other.
Really?
Yeah, it's all like, you know, it's like the whole terror. It's basically a metaphor for terrorism, you know.
Yeah,
like terrorists
for
around
sure.
there, so everyone starts attacking on each other.
Yeah.
It's directed by Denis Villeneuve, who directed Sicario, which was also really fucking good.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
And not a horror movie, but a
Yeah.
really good movie.
Good movie, though?
Yeah, and it's set for a November 11th release date. Will probably be hitting major theaters.
Cool.
The special effects on it look like they're really good. What they've shown of the monsters through the fog, it's CG, but they show so little of it that
It's good, yeah.
it works.
It doesn't expose it as being obviously like a cartoon.
Yeah.
That's what CG is. It's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, Toy Story monsters.
Pretty much.
Pretty sick of it.
Yeah.
But I will give that one a chance. That sounds cool. I like aliens.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been good alien movies recently.
Not recently, no.
Not in a while, iconic alien movies. So
yeah, there are a couple independent ones like that Pod movie and all that.
Yeah, Pod was cool. But that wasn't aliens, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Government created experiment things.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really aliens, even though it's totally promoted like an alien movie, like with the poster and shit.
Yeah.
And called Pod. But all right, well, I guess that's it for horror news. We got some good movies and some bad movies coming up.
Yep, and then we got some clowns.
We got some clowning around here in the B ward. I got my big shoes. Do you got your tiny car?
I got my honky nose.
Can I put my big shoes in your tiny car?
Vroom, vroom.
We'll be back.
Hi, thanks for listening to the Postmortem Podcast. If you want to support us, go to our website at www.postmortemshow.com and click the Amazon link.
By clicking on the Amazon banner, Amazon will give a small percentage of the purchase price of your item back to the Postmortem Podcast at no additional cost to you. That's right. It doesn't cost you any money. We get money. You want us to keep doing this? You want more Doug Jones talk? You want more dick and fart talk? I don't care. We're going to do it.
Fund our filthy, filthy habits.
Yes, and they are many and they are fast.
And most of them aren't legal.
Yes. Click the banner. Just do it.
Come on, don't be a dick. Give us money.
It's time for the good movie. And the bad movie.
Alright, before we get to some clowns, some bad movies and some good movies, I got a great movie.
I got a great movie too.
You did,
Yeah.
huh?
I've only got a so-so bad movie.
You got a so-so bad movie? I have a fucking stinker.
All right, I'll go first then.
Alright.
We can end it with the real stink. I'll be like the little poop fart, and then you can be the diarrhea
The
splash.
wet fart, yeah.
Yeah. So we've mentioned in the last couple episodes talking about movies that have and have not held up, and Pumpkinhead keeps coming up.
Yeah.
So I watched Pumpkinhead recently after you said that it didn't hold up, and you're right, it didn't hold up that well. And then I watched Pumpkinhead 2, and Pumpkinhead 2 is a giant fucking steaming turd.
Steamy turd, huh?
Yeah, it's bad. But in my research of it, I found that there were 2 other Pumpkinhead movies made.
Really?
That the Sci-Fi Channel made. One of them was called Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes, and the other one was called Pumpkinhead Blood Feud. So I got them, and I watched them, and Blood Feud was not good. It was not as bad as 2, but it was not good. The one that I'm reviewing, Ashes to Ashes, though it is my bad movie, I would say is the best movie in the Pumpkinhead series.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would say it goes Ashes to Ashes, Pumpkinhead, Blood Feud, and then somewhere down the line, Pumpkinhead 2.
Pumpkinhead Part Deuce, the steamy shit.
Yeah, it's called Blood Wings, which makes me think of like a used maxi pad or something.
Blood
like
Wings
that.
makes me think of like Get Your Red Wings.
Yeah.
Going down on a girl.
Performing oral sex upon a menstruating woman. That's the scientific definition. So, the movie I'm reviewing is called Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes. And the first thing that I appreciated about this movie is it was made in 2006, but it completely ignored the second movie.
Oh, that's good.
It's its own standalone story, but it picks up after the first one. Because the second one took place in some different place and all that. It was just very different. And it was directed by a guy named Jake West, who directed the campy vampire classic Razorblade Smile.
Oh yeah, I love Razorblade Smile. Yeah.
And also the S is for Speed segment in ABC's of Death.
Which one is that?
It's the one with the, it's sort of post-apocalyptic sci-fi, and the girl's running from some demon, and they're trying to chase her down, and there's a big car chase in it, and then in the end it turns out that she's just overdosing on speed and having this hallucination in her mind.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Good segment, very stylized. Yeah. And he brings his style to this movie. The other thing that sold this movie on me is Doug Bradley stars in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So the plot line is that Doug Bradley stars as a backwoods doctor/mortician with a side business harvesting organs to sell on the black market. When his operation is exposed, the doctor lets the Wallace family, who work for him, take the fall for his crimes, while he remains free and works with the police as a quote-unquote forensic expert to better cover his own tracks. The Wallace family is the family from the very first Pumpkinhead movie, the hillbilly family that
Oh,
bought
yeah.
the grain and the weird looking kid, the
Horrible actors.
Yeah.
Different actors though.
Yeah, one of the characters is the kid grown up, but it's a different actor.
Oh, okay.
As the police and some volunteers from the town begin to unearth all of the bodies hidden out in the swamp behind where the doctor was working, we learn that the corpses are also hidden near Pumpkinhead's abandoned grave. So some of the townspeople go to Haggis, the old witch, and ask her to resurrect Pumpkinhead to get revenge on the people who defiled the corpses of their loved ones. And while Pumpkinhead is going on his killing spree and killing the Wallace family, Doug Bradley is going and trying to figure out who all of the people who summoned Pumpkinhead were, because if he can kill them all before Pumpkinhead gets to him, he'll survive.
Okay.
Not a good guy, not the hero of the story.
Yeah, but the main character.
Yeah, it follows him. So the acting in this movie was mostly bad. I'll get that out
Besides
right away.
Doug Bradley?
But yeah, besides Doug Bradley. It was bad accents, bad dialogue. Doug Bradley was the exception.
Oh, Ma, here comes Pumpkinhead. We better get to running.
What in tarnation is that up in these here parts?
It's like a big lanky Doug Jones with a pumpkin on his head. Why do I even know who Doug Jones is? I don't own a TV.
I don't need one of them newfangled television sets. So yeah, it was bad. All the actors took their shit seriously except for Doug Jones, or Doug Bradley. Doug Bradley, I mean. One of the Dougs. Doug Bradley was obviously just having fun with it. Also, the actress who played Haggis had the voice down perfectly. She sounded just like the original actress, though her makeup was not good.
Yeah. The original was not too much makeup, just really ugly.
Yeah, very fucked up looking. We also get the return of Lance Henriksen as the ghost of Ed Harley, and his accent is very much improved this time around.
Well, that's continuity issues.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But he's also doing the more, the thing that Lance Henriksen is good at, which is brooding.
Yeah.
He's the ghost that...
Millennium.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's the ghost that comes around and
Frank Black.
talking to people and saying you're cursed and you're going to die and all that. But actually, when they resurrect Pumpkinhead, they actually resurrect it through his corpse.
Oh, so he's Pumpkinhead?
His corpse is buried in Pumpkinhead's grave. And when they pull the body out, as it starts to reform, you get a quick flash that it's him. And then it turns into Pumpkinhead.
Oh, cool.
And then, it's not spoiling too much because obviously you know that people are going to die so that Pumpkinhead doesn't murder everyone. But,
yeah.
The It girl in this movie, they take her corpse and put it in Pumpkinhead's grave at the end like she's going to be the next Pumpkinhead.
Oh, that's cool.
But then in Pumpkinhead 4, they completely ignore that.
Yeah.
Even though the movies were shot back to back.
I don't think I'll be seeing it just because if I'm going to see anything Pumpkinhead related, it's not going to be a Sci-Fi Channel. You know what I mean?
The thing is, the special effects in this movie were actually somewhat good. They were a mixed bag. There was more gore in this one than the original Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, Pumpkinhead was not gory.
Yeah, he's ripping people's heads off, he's ripping chests open, he's fucking people up.
That's cool.
And Pumpkinhead himself looked pretty good as a practical monster, though he wasn't quite as expressive facially as the original one.
Yeah.
Problem is, there were a lot of instances of CG cheating that looked really bad, and while the practical stuff was like B+ to A-, when you contrasted it with the CG stuff, it just fucking ruined everything.
Yeah.
One thing that I will give them points for, though, in terms of puppetry and awesomeness, there's a scene where Pumpkinhead goes into a church to fuck with some people, and the priest throws holy water on him, and it doesn't do anything, and Pumpkinhead has this look on its face like, the fuck, man?
Yeah.
And then just backhands him into a wall of candles. But the freeze moment of Pumpkinhead with his lip kind of curled up and his eyebrow kind of raised, like, the fuck did you just do to me? That was pretty good. The cinematography in this movie was really good. It had a much more gothic bend to it, which makes sense given the director's past work. And so it was this weird blending of gothic and Appalachian, so there were crumbling mansions and old cemeteries surrounded by gnarled woods and
is this a newer one?
2006.
Oh, okay, so a little older.
So the
older than ABC's of Death.
Yeah, the set pieces were like Pumpkinhead meets The Crow. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
The story is standard fare, nothing groundbreaking. It does a good job of linking itself to the first movie, and the addition of multiple summoners was cool because it upped the ante on things. Since most people more than one person had to die to stop Pumpkinhead. What I really liked, though, was the soundtrack. It was a combination of the classic horror stuff and gothic choirs, but then Texas slide guitar. So it sounded like cool, Fields of the Nephilim.
That sounds something that you would make.
Yeah, it actually it kind of inspired the entrance music that I just made for Renegade Nation, the team that I'm going to be managing.
Yeah,
because there's steel slide guitar with the hard drums and all that. So that was really cool. So overall, I'm going to say this was an okay movie. It was entertaining enough, even with its flaws. It was better than the first two and the fourth. And it was a sci-fi movie that didn't totally suck, which is a feat in and of itself.
The only one that, there's a couple movies. Have you ever seen They Found Hell? It's a sci-fi movie.
No.
It's actually pretty cool. Okay. A lot of demons, a lot of gore and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Soul Keeper was adapted by Sci-Fi, but obviously made before.
Well, and some of these movies are just distributed by Sci-Fi Pictures. They don't actually make it onto the channel, or they make it onto the channel in censored versions.
Yeah.
But in the home media version, and this was obviously like the version that I got. So I looked on Amazon, I couldn't find it anywhere, so I pulled it offline. It had German subtitles that I couldn't turn off, so it was, it was clearly something made for home theater or home video viewing.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where for every one thing they do right, they do something wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just split it right down the middle and give it a 5 out of 10.
All right. 5 out of 10 what?
5 out of 10.
We're doing clowns this episode.
Right, we're doing clowns. And I was, doing the research about, clown movies, and I was reminded of that movie Clown House, which I haven't seen.
With the fucking Jeepers Creepers guy.
Yeah. So we're going to call this one...
the Jeepers Creepers director who raped kids, but they still allow him to make movies.
Yeah. Because he was real sorry.
Yeah, he was so sorry about it.
So I'm going to give this 5 out of 10 apologizing pedophile clowns. I'm sorry.
I can't control my urges.
It's a paraphilia.
It's a condition. I'm fully rehabilitated. Let me back to your children's party. Mommy the clown touched me.
My bad movie.
What is the stinker? Lay it on me.
I guess it's not as bad as I let on, but still pretty shitty. Because I had high hopes for it. 2016 director Nick Simon, starring Claudia Lee and fucking Kumar. Cal Penn.
Wow.
Kumar from Harold and Kumar.
What's he been doing?
This.
Okay. Smoking weed.
With cameos by Catherine Isabel and Mitch Pileggi, who is the FBI director in X-Files, and he's also one of the Nazi guys in Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, yeah, he's in tons of shit.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's a good actor.
And so is Catherine Isabel, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a 2015 movie called The Girl in the Photographs.
I haven't heard of this.
It's streaming now on Netflix. It always pops up on my Netflix. That's why I watched it.
Okay.
And my Netflix said I'd like it 4.0 out of 5.
Right.
You betrayed me, Netflix.
How dare you?
How dare you? A bored young woman in a sleepy community called Spearfish starts receiving photographs of brutally murdered young women. Are they real or staged? The culprit is either a serial killer or some creep with a sick sense of humor.
When I lived in San Francisco, actually, a friend of mine and I talked about doing that. We wanted to make Polaroids of her looking all murdered and just drop them around the city.
That's Ginger Snaps.
Is that what that is?
You know Ginger Snaps, the werewolf movie?
Yeah, do they do that?
The two sisters did that. They didn't drop them around the city. They would always stage their own crazy and take pictures of it. It was really cool. And that's one thing I liked about this is that it had a small cameo with Catherine Isabel.
Right.
And it's a
movie
about
staged deaths, yeah.
But they're not staged.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it would be boring if it was staged.
Yeah. Kumar plays some douchebag hipster photographer that thinks very highly of himself. He decides since a killer is doing the pictures thing, he's going to take his famous ass to Spearfish, steal the killer's idea so he can make money and get high. That's what he says. I'm going to go steal this motherfucker's idea so I can make money and get high.
Did someone say, God, you're such a high-o?
He has this weird accent that I can't identify, and I hate him. I fucking hate him. Horrible.
I haven't seen him be anything but Kumar, so I don't know any better. But
I just hate his character. I mean, he plays it well because he's supposed to be an unlikable douchebag,
right.
But he is an unlikable douchebag. So he comes to the small town with some models to stage parody murder scenes and photograph them.
Okay.
That's the fake part.
Right.
His group goes to a grocery store where they meet the checker, who's a hot girl, and the main character.
All right.
She's the main character, the checker. And he douchily invites her to come party and model for them. While leaving the spot, they spot the killer's truck, although they don't know that, and they leave him a card in the window saying, "Oh, we want to use your truck for our photo session.
That's like
we want to rent it."
Creepy beat up truck.
Yeah, it's like a red. So but they don't know it's the killer's truck. So, although Kumar was really unlikable, he did have one of the best one-liners in the movie, and "You sound like a grandfather clock who is jerking off." That's what he told somebody. You sound like a grandfather clock that's jerking off. What the fuck is that even supposed to mean?
It's like a weird cartoon. Ding dong.
We should have rated these movies in masturbating grandfather clocks.
Bong, bong, bong.
So there are two killers, and they wear these kind of creepy masks, kind of human faces, kind of like mannequins.
Okay.
And they keep this girl in a cage and shock her and shit, and they're really soft-spoken. I kind of like...
Is it like the mask in Poughkeepsie Tapes?
No, it's more like... Kind of reminds me of The Strangers.
Okay.
Like one of those, like... The one's kind of like a doll-ish kind of thing. They're really soft-spoken. I kind of like soft-spoken killers that, like... Instead of just being batshit crazy, they're very reserved.
Yeah,
and,
menace.
Yeah, Patrick Bateman, that kind of thing. One small thing that I haven't seen before that they did is they have the characters text, and when they do, little timestamp text and names on the screen pop up with a bloop sound. Like a subtitle almost, but it's like bloop bloop. And then the character checks their phone and opens it, and when the character's looking at their phone, it types it out on the screen like the character's reading it. I thought that was a cool little thing.
Yeah,
the way they did it was good, you know. It's a small thing, but whatever. It's something that I remember most about this movie.
Little gimmick.
All leads up to a party and shoot scene where some of the models and some girls he found gather to do the rip-off shoot. We get a little humor. There's some boobs, some creepy masks, but the problem is not enough gore.
Okay.
There's some stabbings and strangulation necks, one amputation, but I needed more. There was not enough fucking gore in this movie. Not enough happened.
Right.
It was boring. I had to deal with douchebag Kumar for so long. You know he's going to die. It's not a spoiler if I tell you that he dies because
He's the
character.
douchebag.
He's the douchebag. He's going to die. It was so not satisfying. I would have rated this movie maybe a whole point and a half higher if it wasn't for how he died, when he died, and how it's just like, oh, he just got killed now, and now we're moving on.
Right.
You know, she should have had the best fucking death in the whole movie. But it was
like Frank and Hellraiser or something.
It's like I think he was chasing someone else, and then Kumar came around the corner, so he just died, and then he kept following the other person. Like, it was so unsatisfying.
So it wasn't even quick and shocking. It was just like, oh, there's a thing.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid. So it all culminates with a fucking underwhelming ending. IMDb gives it a 4.5. I'll probably have to just agree with IMDb on this one and give it 4.5 apologizing pedophile clowns. The kind of clowns that when they're wearing their big shoes in the courtroom, they're still wearing a tuxedo, but they still have the big shoes. They got their hands behind their back and their head hanging low. And there's like, I'm sorry for everyone that this is affected. And then their nose just honks.
Someone behind them with a sad slide whistle.
They pile back into their miniature car. Fuck.
Apologizing.
Don't watch it. Girl in the photographs. If your Netflix fucks you over like it did me, just take my word for it. It's very ungood.
Avoid
it's
it.
Ungood. What's your good movie?
My good movie is it's actually one of my standbys. It's something that if I need a movie to really lift my spirits, this is what I go for.
Oh, so you're going back into the vault for this one?
Yeah, I went back into the vault for
Cheating
this one.
a little bit.
I started school this week, and we've got a show coming up this weekend, so I've been real busy.
Yeah.
So I went back into the vault for this one, but it's one that I've been meaning to talk about for a little while.
Yeah, and if it's something that people, that's why I suggested Soul Keeper, because it's like people don't know about it. We might as well tell them.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, and this is one that actually a lot of people don't know about. And the people that I do know that know about it either love it or hate it because it's fucking weird. It's not really a horror movie. It's just a genre mashup. Came out in 1998. And it's called Six String Samurai. Have you heard of this movie? Okay, so it's directed by Lance Mungia, whose only other credit to his name is the Crow movie with Edward Furlong. But apparently he got...
That's not a strong endorsing.
Apparently he got fucked by the studio when he was making that movie. So it can't completely be his fault. But the setup for this movie is in a post-apocalyptic America, frozen in time after being nuked by Russians in the 1950s, a katana-wielding Buddy Holly must travel through the wastelands to become the new king of Las Vegas following the death of Elvis. He is pursued the entire way by Death, who looks like a faceless Slash from Guns N' Roses, and must protect a child that he picks up along the way.
Sweet.
Yeah, so this movie is weird as fuck. It's part Mad Max, it's part Kurosawa film, part Wizard of Oz, part horror, part absurd comedy, and part dolly painting. There's really nothing else like it in the world. This is what Turbo Kid tried to be and failed.
Yeah, I was not impressed by Turbo Kid.
Yeah. The cinematography in this movie is fantastic. The music is awesome. It features mostly music from this Russian rockabilly band called the Red Elvises. And they play rockabilly shit, but they sing about communism.
The Red Elvises?
Yeah.
That's cool.
The fight choreography is great. The dude, Jeffrey Falcon, who plays Buddy, he's American, but he's big in China and was in a lot of Chinese martial arts movies in the 80s. This is one of his only English-speaking films. But he's a martial artist and a dancer, so the fights have this very weird, fast, dance-like, dreamy quality to them, but they're also very, stylized and hyper-violent.
Yeah.
Costumes are good with a lot of attention to, like, weird details, like where they put the dirt on people, or there's a monster called the spinach monster in it that he looks like he's made out of celluloid film or something. But where they place things, it has a very artistic look to it, like they create faces where there are no faces, or things like that. It's really neat. There aren't a lot of special effects, but the few there are look really good, especially because it was obviously made on a very low budget. They just knew what they were doing and they did it perfectly. There's a part where, for most of the time, like I said, Death looks like Slash from Guns N' Roses, but his face is just this black shadow. But there's a part where he turns and they kind of superimpose this 3D skull into his face. And I don't know if it was computer generated or what, but it looked really good and really creepy and not quite right, but in a good way. Just sort of very inhuman. Some of the acting is a little stiff on it, but I think that adds to the surreal atmosphere.
And if it's kind of going with that thing, kind of like you said, like Turbo Kid was going for it, the acting kind of has to be a little off.
Yeah, you can't take something like this completely seriously.
Yeah, you have to kind of make it way over the top.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. Everyone's very, very intense. There's a part where he encounters this family that's like the Leave It to Beaver family, but they're cannibals.
That's
and
awesome.
The dad is just like, he has this like rictus grin plastered on his face the whole time, and he's just clutching his golf club so hard that he's practically shaking.
Black Hole Sun.
Yeah, exactly.
Black Hole Sun.
Yeah, it's like that, but covered in a layer of dust. The writing is awesome. Death has some really, really good one-liners in it. I can't quote any of them because they all require context. But, but it's just so snappy and very smart when they say shit.
Is one of them, you might be a king or a little street sweeper, but sooner or later, you dance with the reaper. Get down with your bad self. No, it wasn't that.
No, it wasn't that.
Okay.
I ask you to bring me one guitarist, and what do you give me? Dead bald guys. Doesn't sound good until you've seen the movie, and then it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
My only real complaint about it is that the kid is fucking annoying. They gave him a minimal amount of dialogue, but it would have been better, other than the fact that like he's important at the end, if he just wasn't there. It just would have been. He's not quite as annoying as a kid from the Babadook, but he's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Most of his communication.
If he's half as annoying as that fucking kid.
Yeah, he's about half.
I don't
want
to see him. Yeah.
Most of his communication for the first half of the movie is just him screaming.
Do you see him get slapped in the face really hard?
That would have made it better.
Yeah, backhanded across the room. He takes flight and just his shoes remain. A little tangent for you. I once saw that in real life. That can actually happen. I watched somebody get punched out of their shoes, and their shoes remained on the ground when they went flying.
Wow.
It was awesome.
That sounds
Back
awesome.
when I was promoting concerts,
Yeah.
one of my security guards, this fucking musclehead jerk guy, like, looks like a fucking, he could be like a little white power guy or something like that, fucking asshole. He hit some girl in the face.
No.
Like, punched her in the face, and I knew her too. She was really sweet. Like, it was sad, and I didn't even know about this till afterwards. Till I heard all this commotion going on in the parking lot, and all my security guards were like a bunch of black dudes. They're all my friends from work,
Right.
but they didn't listen. The way to have good security is, they weren't into punk and metal and stuff like that. So they'd actually pay attention. They'd actually do it and do a good job instead of paying attention. And then all the people that were coming to the shows weren't all their friends besides me. So they wouldn't let people in for free and that whole thing, But dude got punched so hard that he flew out of his shoes, and his shoes remained on the ground. I don't know why I go into this tangent right now, but
a little bit of smoke coming out of him.
And then he was beaten with his own shoe. While he was
That's adding insult to injury.
Insult to injury. Who throws a shoe? No, beaten like with the shoe, like hit with the shoe repeatedly.
Yeah.
It was funny.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Continue.
Yes. So this movie stands on its own as a complete anomaly. There's never going to be anything like it ever again. Even if this director made another movie, I don't think you would be able to recapture this fire. It's so good and it's so original, and people have tried to duplicate it and they just can't. And we have an agreement that we can't give anything that we've already seen a 10.
Yeah.
So I'm giving this a 9.5, but even so, I would have given it a 9.5 anyway because the kid takes that little half a point off.
Little bastard.
Little bastard in your coonskin cap and your stupid scream. Fuck that kid. And he's called the Kid. He doesn't even have a name.
He doesn't deserve a name.
Doesn't deserve a mother, and he doesn't have one.
9.5 out of 10.
Apologizing pedophile clowns.
Apologetic.
Apologetic. Eating
damn.
humble pie. And little boy penis.
Oh, God. Didn't need to be said, but it was anyway. It was said anyway.
It's post-mortem.
We've already went so far down that path.
Yeah.
You know, the door's been shut. That door in the ground into the gutter.
Like the gate?
Like the gate. It's been shut and paved over. Now we will dwell here in the netherworld.
Every once in a while, we jackhammer through it, stick our heads up out like the gopher in Caddyshack. Someone fills it back in.
Biff comes back and pees on it. Right as you stick your head out, there he is.
Pisses fire on it like the dog in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, I have a great fucking movie. A great movie.
Great movie.
The best thing I had seen since Deathgasm.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned this too.
I watched a lot of movies. This is the best thing I've seen since I saw Deathgasm.
Wow.
Even better than ABC's of Death 2.5, which I enjoyed, but wasn't a 10. This one, 2011 anthology that I avoided for years. I thought, there's a movie called Previews from Hell, and it's a compilation of old trailers.
I think I have that on DVD.
Yeah, it's a compilation of old, it's on Netflix still, of old like horror movie trailers. Well,
Yeah.
I thought that this movie was that for some reason. For some reason, I always skipped over it because I thought, oh, that's that movie that is the trailers. I don't want to watch a bunch of trailers.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's called Chillerama. You heard of this?
I've heard the name, yeah.
Yeah. It's an anthology by 5 directors, including Adam Green, who did the Hatchet series, and Tim Sullivan, who did the awesome 2001 Maniacs remake with Robert Englund.
That's
That I enjoyed.
a strong pair.
Yeah. And 3 other dudes. Chillerama. Features Ray Wise, Kane Hodder, Eric Roberts, Lynn Shay, Ron Jeremy, and mustachioed fat man with the high-pitched voice character actor Richard Reilly. I think that's how you say it. You know that fat guy with the big eyebrows and his eyes are kind of close together and he's got a mustache? What is he? He's in a bunch of different shit. I'll have to show you a picture of him.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the movie Mysterious Skin?
Yeah.
The guy from he's the guy that wants to watch him beat off. You know what I'm talking about? He's
Yeah.
that fat guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
He plays all kinds of stuff. He's always like a mayor or something like that. But
Okay.
he has like 300 credits on IMDb.
He's got gray hair, yeah?
Yeah. He's got like
I-
slick back, gray hair, big old mustache.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's like a younger Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what he's like. Yeah. He plays Cecil B. Kaufman, who's like the Crypt Keeper kind of character in this. He runs a drive-in and he shows these little features at the drive-in, but also a story is happening at the drive-in, but the little movies that we watch are showing at the drive-in.
That's awesome.
So it's kind of like that movie Terror Track that I reviewed a couple shows ago.
Tales from the
To
Dark
where-
Side, yeah.
Yeah, to where it's like the story is happening involving the narrator, and these little stories are happening.
Right.
I've been on an anthology kick. I've been trying to watch all the anthology horror movies lately. So that's how I found this one. And I'm like, oh, I'll give it a chance. So it's closing night at the last drive-in theater in America, and Cecil B. Kaufman has planned the ultimate marathon of lost film prints to unleash upon his faithful cinephile patrons.
He's like a combination of Cecil B. DeMille and Lloyd Kaufman.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. 4 films so rare that they have never been exhibited publicly on American soil until this very night, with titles like Wadzilla, I Was a Teenage Werebear, The Diary of Anne Frankenstein, and Zombie Movie.
These are the segments?
Yeah. It's Zombie Movie, like a B movie.
Right.
Chillerama not only celebrates the golden age of drive-in B-horror schlock, but also spans over 4 decades of cinema with something for every bad taste.
That's great.
From the opening segment in black and white where a guy digs up his dead wife and attempts to get a little deadhead, as he says, but she bites off his balls. I was hooked. He says, "Bitch, you bit off my bean bag." And the blood is the only thing in color, and it's neon blue.
That's weird.
Yeah. And he's an employee of the drive-in. So he comes to the drive-in, but that's like a little, it's total throwback. And there's this blue, neon blue shit that turns people into zombies. The main story, like the drive-in thing, is zombie movie.
Okay.
Like zombies are happening like slowly at the actual narration place where the drive-in's taking place. So the first short film in it is called Wadzilla. It's about a guy with a low sperm count who takes an experimental drug to increase it, but things don't go as planned when instead of producing more sperm, the one sperm he has gets bigger and bigger.
Is that Ron Jeremy?
No, it's just this little dorky guy.
Okay.
Ron Jeremy is two tiny little... He's on the cover of a gay porno magazine. In one, just his picture. And then he's also like in the background of one scene. He's not much of the movie, so... Sperm gets bigger and bigger. My favorite line is the news guy's all, "These military leaders are becoming a bit testy. When asked how to rub out this problem..." So the military ends up having to drop a giant condom onto the Statue of Liberty because the giant sperm wants to fuck the Statue of Liberty. But the torch rips it, so the giant sperm begins to fuck the statue, much to the dismay of General Bukkake, played by Ray Wise, who then has to initiate Operation Money Shot as a last resort.
So is it like a guy in a giant sperm costume?
No, it's a claymation giant sperm.
That's awesome.
It's awesome, yeah. It's a claymation / stop motion. Like a stop motion animation. It's awesome.
Does it have arms and legs?
No, it's a giant sperm with
flying
teeth.
through the air?
Yeah, it just flies through the air. It has no gravity, I guess. It just kind of it can jump and fly. It kind of like stands up on the back of its tail, and it's got a bunch of teeth. You know,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that segment was the first one. You know, besides like the little initial opening.
Yeah, and
I fucking loved it. I knew I was gonna love this movie as soon as the fucking one-liners start hitting and General Bukkake and Operation Money Shot. So I will give that segment a 9.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Really cheesy, but in a good way. The kind of cheesy we like. The next one is I Was a Teenage Werebear. It's a semi-musical that is kind of like Grease, which is kind of super annoying. But it's about a loser he seems like a loser who's too scared to dick down his girlfriend. Gets picked on by the jocks. Turns out he'd rather be with one of the biker gang guys than with his girlfriend. You know?
Okay. He's gay?
He's gay as fuck, but he doesn't want anyone to know, you know? And so he won't act on those urges. And he even cuts these long songs where he's talking about his urges and he can't resist and stuff like that.
He squares $3 bills.
When the gay biker bites him during an impromptu beach collegiate wrestling match, he begins to exhibit changes.
Oh, that kind of bear.
Yeah, bear. They're bears, like werebears, but they're like gay leather bears, too. There's a lot of homosexual overtones on this whole segment.
That's fantastic.
A lot of singing and dancing and things like that, too.
It's a musical.
Yeah. It's not always a musical, but it's got some parts, you know. When the jocks try to beat up the bikers, the bike and then rape. So the jocks want to beat up the bikers and then rape them to teach them a lesson,
right? Because
that's what people do in prison.
Yeah,
but they're not gay,
right?
So this lesson turns around when the leather bears rape the rapists.
Oh, it's a life-affirming rape scene like Terra Firma.
Yes, and then break into a series of musical numbers while raping the jocks. It does have its funny parts, but it's nowhere near as good as Wagzilla. It seemed to drag, like it took too long, and the singing, I mean, I'm not too down for the musical. Sometimes it's funny. You know, I like Tenacious D and shit, but it was a little too much in this one.
Is it like a good idea, but...
Good idea with the wear leather bear thing. Yeah. That's fucking funny, you know?
But the execution wasn't as good.
It was good, it's just too much singing, and it took too long. This one should have been 10 minutes shorter than it was. I'll give it a 6. So, the next one, Diary of Anne Frankenstein.
Great title.
It is. It's black and white and subtitled in fake German. Like, they're making up words as they go along. Like, they're saying stuff. They'll even say different words, and the translation will be different words. Like, they're saying the translation's the same thing, but he's spitting out shit like Wiener Schnitzel and, like, all kinds of weird shit, just making it up as he goes along, you know? Obviously. Yeah, just making shit up, trying to be German, right? It's pretty funny. Anne Frank's dad explains that they shortened the family name after they moved because of their grandfather's terrible experiments. He tells the family that Nazis will never find them up in the attic. And just as he does that, Hitler busts through the wall. Played by JP from Grandma's Boy. You know, the guy that's like, I am an android. I want metal legs. You know, yeah, it's a risky operation, but I think it'll pay off. The metal legs. He's just such a fucking good job.
I love that guy.
He busts through the wall in search of Frankenstein's journal. He kills the whole family and tells one of his soldiers to steal the girl's journal and write some depressing stuff in it. And that way they can sell it and make a lot of money after the war.
Wow.
And Frank humor. You gotta be a postmortem listener.
Yeah. That's and Frank humor, Helen Keller humor. You know, there are certain things that you can joke about, but you're going to hell.
And then after he says that, like, write some depressing shit in this journal and we'll sell it after the war. Then he goes, "Go Team Nazi!" and puts his head up and jumps in the air and like freeze frames. He then uses the journal to create a giant Jewish Frankenstein out of Jew parts, complete with a yarmulke, beard, and those little curly hair things that come out of the front of the yarmulke.
Right.
And like the like ceremonial like scarf thing and everything. But when the Jewish Frankenstein starts to remember his heritage, things don't go as planned. This shit is amazing low-budget comedy horror filmmaking. It's so fucking funny. There's so many little tiny things in this that... They didn't have to put in there, but they did.
Right.
Like, they did this one thing where this Nazi's, like, gonna take a bump, like, he gets thrown, and right when it cuts to it, like, it's obviously gonna, like, be a stunt double. It's a black guy. And then when he falls through something, it's back to him again. It's really funny.
Nice.
Like, the stunt double, you know? I would give this one a 10 out of 10, for sure.
Awesome.
It's so awesome. You gotta see it. If you don't even see the rest, you gotta see it. It's awesome. But I want you to see the rest, because there's some more good stuff in here. The next one is called Defecation. Great opening with the Vincent Price style host introing, and his cohort is a topless doctor. His titties out with a little doctor mask and stuff.
Nice.
He promises the film will make you shit. This film is so powerful it'll make you shit yourself. What follows, this is the shortest one too, it's like a couple minutes. What follows is a crazy ass compilation of shit-based scenes with topless shit-covered dancers and a priest with a poop crucifix saying, "The power of shit compels you. The power of shit compels you." It's the shortest segment and interrupted by happenings at the drive-in. Like, it's still going, like it's going to be a movie. And then, the projector reel runs off or something, and, like, zombies are coming, that kind of thing. So it kind of gets interrupted, but just what happens is so fucking funny and crazy.
It's just a batshit crazy space filler.
It is, and I give it a 9.5.
Okay.
It's almost as good as the Diary of Anne Frankenstein.
Wow.
Which leads to zombie movie, because it's all interrupting. Shit has hit the fan at the drive-in. Overrun by crazy blue puking zombies. Everyone who ate the tainted popcorn is now a zombie because one of the zombies sneezed in it. The guy who got his...
Zombie sneeze.
The guy who got his nuts bit off that comes back to work there. He sneezes or he serves popcorn or something, so everyone becomes zombies. They start eating everyone and fucking the corpses. It's like an orgy of death and bodily fluids. Zombies only die if you shoot them in the dick, not the head.
Even female zombies?
Yeah. You gotta shoot them in the dick, too. And then it has so the fucking Wilford Brimley style guy becomes this action hero with shotguns and stuff like that. And as he shoots zombies, he says every quote from every, like, action, 80s movie, horror, hasta la vista, baby. Every fucking quote that you can think of, he just says that after he shoots every zombie because he's worked at this drive-in for so long. And then these two kids are in the car, and zombies all around, and she's like, "What's happening?" And the kid's like a horror nerd. He goes, "When there's no more room in hell, the dead shall fuck the earth." So I get
a lot of psychosexual shit happening in this one.
Yeah, I give it a 10, dude. It's awesome.
Nice.
So, IMDb gives us a 5.7 average. If you average all my ratings that I give over these little segments, it comes out to be 9.1. But I'm rounding that shit up to a fucking 10 because it's awesome. It's entertaining. You'll love it.
Wow.
So
that gets a sound effect.
Yes, it does. It gets this. Yes.
Nice.
10 out of 10.
I'm excited. I want to check this out.
Apologetic pedophile clowns.
Where did you find this? Is it on Netflix or Amazon?
I have it. I got it, so I'll let you borrow it.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep, I'm ordering all these anthologies.
Nice.
You must see every horror segmented anthology movie from 1972 to current day.
I wonder, is there a list somewhere of all
There
of them?
is. There's one that has like top 50 anthology horror movies, because I will see them all and then we'll give you our top 5 later.
Awesome. I've got a couple anthology DVDs that I got that were like public domain short horror films, and they put them together. And I think I've got a Troma one. Something about toilets. But
Tales from the Crapper.
Tales from the Crapper.
Yeah, that was on the list. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
But...
I've got it. I'll kick it over to you.
All right, I'm down. So that was our good movie and our bad movie, and we will be back with the clowns. The top 5 horror clowns.
We're sending in the clowns.
Clowning around. Send in the clowns.
Doink and Dink.
Those wonderful, wonderful clowns. Doink, Dink, Pink, Wink,
Stink.
and a bunch of little tiny Jerry Lawlers.
And the Haiti Kid.
And the Haiti Kid. And we'll be back.
Hi, thanks for listening to Postmortem. We need money.
Yeah, we have no advertising budget. We don't want your money. We want you to share this shit. Tell a friend. Tell an enemy. It doesn't matter.
Tell your grandma.
Tell your
grandma's
grandmother.
grandma.
Tell your dog. If he's like my dog, he might be interested.
Yeah, that's right. We talk a lot about dogs on this show.
I think we do. We're a horror/pet podcast. God damn it. So spread the shit around. If you guys get a chance, give us a rating on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube. Leave us a review. Hopefully it's 5 stars. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you want more of. And share this fucker so we can get more ear holes and get that good advertising money. So we can use it.
I need drugs.
Tom needs drugs. He needs to refill his prescription. These are legal, prescribed drugs.
That's right. I got a prescription.
And I need crack. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. We appreciate all your emails. And hopefully next week we'll have another real sponsor. We'll be re-recording these old messages.
That sponsor could be you.
That sponsor could be you, so send us your shit. We're easy. Fucking Screenbox. Fuck you, Screenbox.
Fuck you in the face.
Yeah, or Shutter. I can't remember which one it was. Either one.
Fuck them both.
Fuck you.
Dicks.
Anyways, thanks for listening to Postmortem.
And we're back!
With the top 5 horror clowns.
Clowning around.
We're clowning around in the B ward. This is a fun list.
Yeah. I'm excited about my number 1, actually.
Yes, you've warned me.
Yeah.
You have a clip and everything.
Yeah, the world needs to be exposed to this.
We do. I'm looking forward to it. So, since you have that extreme number 1 that we all got to know, I'll start us off.
Get it.
My number 5, we're going with individual clowns, but mine is a group of clowns.
Okay.
The Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
They're my number 2.
Okay, so we will wait to talk about them.
All right.
What's your number 5?
Stitches.
Stitches is my number 3.
Okay.
This will go a little faster than we thought.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Captain Spaulding.
Nice. He's on my honorable mentions.
I love me some Captain Spaulding.
Yeah, I think I used him too much. That's the only reason he's on my list. He would probably be like my number 2 if I was using him.
Yeah. What's the matter, kid? Ain't you like clowns? Aren't we fucking funny?
Yeah. Have you seen the House of a Thousand Corpses DVD?
Yeah.
The opening menu.
Yeah, it was him on the menu.
Talking
awesome.
for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
It's just entertaining to watch by itself.
His tour, with Albert Fish and everything.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
I wish that was real. I kind of want to do that when I'm old, like retire and
you're going to be Captain Spaulding.
Open a gas station with.
You already got the beard.
Roadside attraction. Yeah. I was at a UEW show and there was this wrestler they were training. It was a trans girl. And she came up to me one day. It was before I had the mustache too, and I just had the beard. Like when people were telling me I looked like an old Jew. And she came up to me and she was
They used to call you Damaka.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. She came up to me and she's like, "Don't take this the wrong way because I mean it as a compliment, but you look like Captain Spaulding." I'm like, fuck, I should do that for Halloween. Shave the mustache off.
Yeah.
Just go
You can borrow Bo's costume. You're just going to have to size it down.
Fuck Bo.
Wow. We're shooting pew, pew, pew on the Postmortem show.
Fuck that motherfucker. listening, Bo Cooper, fuck you. And I mean that with every bit of my heart.
It's
fuck
a shooty
you.
shoot.
It is a double shoot, and you know why, you fucking cocksucker. Fuck Bo Cooper.
Wow.
I don't like that guy.
Anyways. Number 4 for you.
Went a little bit out of the realm of horror into the realm of action horror, and I'm saying Clown in Spawn. John Leguizamo.
Yeah, he's on my honorable mentions.
The short, fat clown who turns into a violator.
He does so good.
Yeah, Spawn on the whole is not a good movie.
No, it's not.
Michael Jai White was good as Spawn because
The
Michael
CGI
Jai White
is
awesome.
bad.
The CG's terrible, but John Leguizamo saves it. He makes that movie watchable.
Yeah. Yeah, he does good. What else is good? Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing
the CG's
else
terrible. Michael Jai White is good. John Leguizamo is fucking excellent. I want him to play the Joker. Like, he would be a good Joker.
That's a movie that needs to be remade. Is Spawn.
Fucking
You need
yeah.
another Spawn movie that's done right. He would be. You can bring him back.
You can bring back Michael Jai White too.
I don't know.
He's still pretty. He's ripped. Like he's still. I mean, Spawn's.
I think it'd be better if it was Doug Jones as Spawn.
Michael Jai White is him when he's human, and then Doug Jones is Spawn.
Doug Jones will play the Violator.
I think it should be Steve Buscemi as
What's
Spawn.
What's the name of
The Violator? Yeah,
the Violator's the big guy, the
skinny
big skinny demon.
Yeah.
Doug Jones. There you go.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Doug, we're creating roles for you every day here in the Postmortem Show.
Yes.
I actually revisited Spawn with my kid. He's like, I was asking him if he'd seen it. He's like, what's Spawn? I'm like, you need to see it. We got about a quarter of the way.
Yeah. show him the animated movie. There's a Spawn animated movie that isn't CG animated.
I've never seen that.
It's pretty good. Spawn had a good soundtrack though. They did the thing they did with the Judgment Night soundtrack, where they, like for Judgment Night, they did hip hop artists mixed with metal artists. But for Spawn, they did electronic artists mixed with metal artists.
Uh-huh.
So it was like fucking Kirk Hammett and the Orb, and like Marilyn Manson and Sneaker Pimps, and like weird mixes. That
Weird
sounded
mixes
really cool,
of music. Cool. Yeah, that was your number 4, right?
Clown.
My number 3 was Stitches, the Irish party clown.
Yeah.
Gone bad.
Pumping people's heads up.
Yeah. If you guys listened to that episode a couple shows back, maybe 3-4 shows back, I reviewed Stitches. Give it a chance. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's still streaming. You look at the art on Netflix, you're not going to want to watch it. You're going to think it's some shitty clown horror movie.
It's as bad as 6.
Lowest
insane killer clown.
Yeah, it's lowest fucking common denominator. That's the way the box art looks. Couldn't be further from the truth. What you get is a really great horror comedy, some great funny little parts in it.
Yeah, good gags. The knife gag in the beginning is great.
Good direction.
Yeah, him fucking his girlfriend is great.
Yeah.
Fuck me, clown. Fuck me, clown.
It's a good ass movie.
Yeah,
and
solid
Stitches
movie.
made it. I want a Stitches franchise. That needs a sequel. I could handle 5 Stitches.
Yeah.
If you keep going at that rate, I can handle 3-4 more sequels.
The clown cult, like the whole thing.
Yeah. Reanimated him because a clown cult did a black magic ritual around his grave.
That's so fucking awesome.
Your number 3.
My number 3 is The Laugh from the movie Amusement.
I've never seen that.
You're watching anthologies right now. You should watch Amusement.
Is that an anthology?
It's a 3-movie anthology that follows 3 separate stories involving this weird, melted-faced, kind of Salvador Dali-esque clown as it torments people in 3 different situations.
I've seen the box art and it looks horrible.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the box art and being like,
Yeah, it's a solid movie, and in the movie itself,
Yeah,
the clown is obviously...
Look at that box art right there.
Oh yeah, that doesn't do it justice at all. The Laugh is very creepy looking. He's obviously a mask, but his face is very melted looking, and he's like an approximation of someone's acid nightmare of a clown.
Cool. And is this is it comedy? Is it serious? What how's it played for?
It's serious, but then there are these moments. They don't play straight for laughs. It's like they play it straight, and then something fucking completely off the wall happens, and it makes it shocking when it happens, and then you laugh like, oh, ha, fuck, I didn't expect that.
If it's got a clown, my rule is if it's got a clown, there's got to be some humor. I know it didn't have a lot of humor, but it kind of did too.
It did, yeah.
So I'm hoping this new it just has to be so different to be good.
Yeah.
So that's your number 2, or that was your number...
My number 3.
3. So my number 2 is another group of clowns. Not necessarily a horror movie, but very horrific. The clowns who steal the bike in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Dr. Clowns and Dennis Clowns.
Wow.
Tearing apart a bike. Those are the most terrifying clowns.
Yeah.
Of
Doing
all.
bike surgery.
Except for my number one, that's the scariest fucking clowns in any movie to me.
Oh.
And I'm talking about after Pennywise.
Wow.
I'll put those clowns above Pennywise in the scary department.
Wow,
That
geez,
shit
those
terrified
gotta go.
me as a little kid.
Yeah. That's sort of an off-the-wall pick, too. That's good. That wouldn't have even crossed my mind.
Rewatch that scene.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can YouTube that individual scene when the clowns steal Pee-wee's bike. It's fucking terrifying.
No one does
Tim Burton at his best.
Yeah, no one does nightmares like 80s Tim Burton.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Those clowns need to die. I'm gonna make hate to you, clown.
That's a clown.
I
Vulgar.
know.
Vulgar
It's on my
clown.
honorable mentions. Vulgar the clown. He gets raped by a bunch of rednecks. And he says, not I'm going to make love to you or I'm going to rape you. I'm going to make hate to you, clown.
And he cries and cuts himself in the bathtub. Poor clown. That was Dante from Clerks, too. That was the actor,
Yeah. Rapey clerk clowns.
My number 2 is the Killer Clowns.
Yes, killer clowns. You
They're-
got tall ones, skinny ones, short ones, fat ones.
They all had their own individual personalities. They didn't try to take the movie seriously at all.
Yeah.
Like, why was there no sequel to that movie?
They actually developed it. They were making a sequel.
Yeah.
That was actually one of the reasons why I came up with the movies we wish had a sequel.
Right.
Was they were doing Killer Clown sequel, but
And
it
it just
just
died.
didn't happen.
Apparently
They could
we're
still
gonna-
do it,
yeah.
or even remake it, but I just worry that they'd CGI everything, because the best
Yeah.
part about Killer Clowns was all that practical effects.
Yeah.
Those rubber fucking clowns
Those
were
stupid
so
ass
awesome.
costumes, but they were still great.
They were so great, and the way, it almost was like Tim Burton without being Tim Burton.
Right.
The way the Big Top was and shit.
Yeah.
Flying around in a space shop, how does this make any sense? That clowns, everything about them, they wrap cotton candy on people and eat them.
Yeah.
Their spaceship is a fucking Big Top. Like,
Well, if you look at movies like Life Force
Yeah.
was space vampires, but all of the human legends of vampires came from our encounters with the space vampires.
Yeah.
Maybe all of human clown legends came with past encounters with these clowns.
clowns coming down from space to molest your nephew.
Clown Force. Apparently, they're making a TV show of Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Really?
So I read
That's gotta
a
be
while
bad.
ago that it was in development. I mean, it's either going to be great or it's going to be terrible. One of the two.
Gotta be bad.
I just hope they just don't go the hard CG route with it. They need practical effects
Yeah.
for that. Even like the stop motion shadow in that, when they were doing the shadow puppets and the shadow kills
Yeah.
the guy, it looked terrible, but it looked awesome.
Yeah. It's classic.
Yeah.
My number one, speaking of anthologies, Art the Clown from All Hallows Eve.
Ah, yeah.
You watch it yet?
I've seen images of him. I haven't seen the movie.
You gotta
yet.
see the movie, because
Yeah.
he's silent, and he's fucking terrifying.
Nice.
He's awesome. That movie, All Hallows Eve, is fucking creepy.
Yeah,
It's one of the creepiest movies I've seen in years. You gotta watch All Hallows Eve. You'll like it. And Art the Clown is the fucking creepiest clown in all of horror or otherwise film history to me. If anyone wants to challenge that fact, Ooey, you want to step up to the plate, Ooey? Your big ass taint telling me I don't know about horror clowns?
your dough ball having mile long taint.
I know about horror clowns. Look at my dog. Tell you all you need to know.
Biff is definitely a horror clown, and he's my number one.
Biff. We're gonna dress him up for Halloween this year.
Put a clown nose on his dick.
He wears sunglasses and he doesn't mind them. He doesn't even take them off. So I think we could put a costume.
Chills
on.
with him on.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. Maybe it was just so fucking hot where we were at camping.
Right.
But he would wear the sunglasses. He did not care.
He probably forgot they were there because he's stupid.
Yeah, and he's blind anyway, so
Yeah.
you can't even tell the difference.
Ray Charles. So I want you to look at this array of pictures that I'm going to put in front of you, and we're going to post this on our page.
Okay.
Because my number one is from a movie that I went back and watched last night because I was reminded of it, called Blood Harvest, also known as Nightmare.
Okay.
And if you go on YouTube right now, you can get and look up Blood Harvest 1987 Director's Cut. You can get the full director's cut of this movie.
You can watch it all on
No,
YouTube.
yeah, the whole movie, and it's
Sweet.
got a lot of nudity in it.
Yeah.
This movie, it's not a good movie. It's on par with the Roger Corman movies,
Yeah.
but it has a lot of nudity, which makes it better.
Yeah.
There's some gore, but it's eh. What makes this movie is Marvelous Mervo the Clown, played by Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim.
Tiny fucking Tim.
Walk through the fucking tulips.
Tiptoe through the tulips. This is what he looks like. I'll post some of these.
He's a little older. It's not the young, skinny Tiny Tim. He's a little overweight. He's a little gray around the edges. His teeth are fucked up.
And he looks like Weird Al, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Especially that lower left picture. He looks like Weird Al.
Yeah, he's got this clown paint that's pointy like it's not supposed to be.
How was that a fucking hit or whatever, that song? He's so terrifying.
Tiptoe through that.
Yeah.
It was such an oddity that it became. So,
you know, he appeared in WWF magazine, Tiny Tim.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he wearing Daisy Dukes also?
Him and Mama Johnson did a full page photo.
Scissoring. So, the story of
Is that a ukulele in your pants on bed, or you just happen to see me? I want you to tiptoe through my tulips and the Daisy Dukes. Okay, back to your story.
So Mervo, the story of Mervo. Mervo isn't actually the villain in this movie. Mervo is the mentally deranged brother of the villain. The villain's off killing people and kidnapping them and torturing them. And Mervo his name was Mervyn, but he had some sort of trauma that made him create this character of Mervo the Clown. And he just wants to protect people and make people happy, but he's crazy. And he's completely subservient to his brother. So as his brother has these people locked away in the barn and tortures them, Mervo comes in and tries to entertain them. But he just makes it worse, because he's Mervo. He's Tiny Tim.
Mervo the Pervo.
And he's singing songs and, doing his high-pitched thing. And there's the It Girl, who is a terrible actress but looks very good with her clothes off. The killer is obsessed with her, and Mervo knows it, so he's trying to protect her, but it seems like he's stalking her the whole time.
So he's not the bad guy.
He's a sympathetic character, yeah. He's the brother of the bad guy. I mean, he's not a good guy because he's not freeing people, but he's in his own disturbed way. He's trying to make things better. He just can't.
Yeah.
So and
he's tiny.
Yeah, he's Tiny Tim.
He's Tiny Tim. He's tiny.
And
he's a little man. He simply lacks the strength.
I simply
lack the strength.
All he can do is
the Mooner Knights?
Yeah.
I simply lack the strength.
All he can do is tiptoe through the tulips. But Marvelous Mervo has a song.
Marvelous Mervo, the Pervo, wants to tiptoe through God damn it, I fucked it up. I had a line and everything.
You were going to be freestyling.
He wants to tiptoe through your two lips. Because he's a rapey clown. Get it? Like he wants to put his dick between your lips.
He wants to penetrate your vagina with his penis.
His tiny little penis with a red nose on the tip. That's all he has to wear for a condom because it's so small. He just puts one of those red noses on the tip.
Drum the ukulele.
God damn it, I'll just play the song.
Prepare yourself.
Marvelous Mervo, at your service. Marvelous Mervo, that's my name. And I'll do my best to entertain you with magic and laughter, 'cause that's my game. I can light up the sky.
Does he play this live in the movie, or is this just like a...
It's the opening song to the movie. The whole movie?
Does it show him playing it?
No, but the whole movie, the music is like this. So for all the horrible scenes, it's like this jangly organ music.
Even if the laughs on me, I pay a smile upon my face.
That picture, he needs to invest in some dental care.
I think he's dead.
He is dead.
Yeah.
That's why he was in WWF magazine, because he was dead. There's just a picture of Ahmed Johnson, and he had one tear going down.
Mourning in his grave. Okay, you can stop, but it just goes on from here. But yeah, imagine a movie that's, Roger Corman style, tits and blood, and Tiny Tim is the stalkery, rapey, kind of molestory clown. He tries to grab someone's boobs at one point and fails.
Mervo the Pervo, get out of here. We don't want you around these parts.
And in the background the entire time is just this organ music. And then every once in a while, because the two, his brother's name is Gary, and the It Girl's name is Jill, and the whole time he's singing, Gary and you went up the hill, like prancing around doing this, and like occasionally peeking out of the barn and like waving at people with his creepy Tiny Tim smile.
Yeah. I gotta see that fucker.
Yeah, it's on YouTube right now. I can't say it's a good movie, but it's got a fucking great character.
A great clown. This is all about clowns, not good movies.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions. My first honorable mention, getting back to Pee-wee territory. There's a movie about John Wayne Gacy. And the guy who plays Gacy is Francis, the neighbor who wants Pee-wee's bike.
Oh, yeah.
And he plays John Wayne Gacy. The movie is not that great, but just the fact that I have Pee-wee and Gacy crossover, what the hell?
It's like fan fiction.
It is. It's like I wrote it myself in my dreams, late at night while I touched myself. Talk about Pee-wee Herman neighbors stealing bikes and touching little boys.
Eating fried chicken.
And eating fried chicken, yes indeed. Maybe I shouldn't have admitted that on recording.
Now you're going to jail.
Oh no, not with the clowns. Don't put me with the clowns.
Jail clowns.
Clown jail.
Put you in the clown cell. Oh, there's a clown college. You know,
there's a clown college.
Yeah.
Clown dentist. You got a clown prison.
Patch ass. Clown prison. That would be a good movie.
The zombie clown from Zombieland.
That was a good one.
Yeah. The clown doll from Poltergeist.
Yeah, that's on mine. That's on my honorable mentions.
We already talked about him. Flappy the clown from Vulgar.
Yeah.
Twisty the clown from American Horror Story. You ever see the Freak Show
didn't
one?
see that season, no.
He's the only thing worth watching. People like it. I don't. I don't think it's that great. So, American Horror Story, the first season is good. Asylum's kind of batshit crazy.
The third, I fell off.
The Witches was stupid. Yeah. The fucking Freak Show wasn't that good. The Hotel was alright, but fuck Lady Gaga. The Violator from Spawn. The Sad Clown from The Last Circus. You ever see The Last Circus?
Mm-mm.
It was made by the same guy that made Perdita Durango and Witching and Bitching.
Okay.
It's a movie called The Last Circus. Clowns with machine guns and shit.
Nice.
You'd like it a lot, I think.
If it's him, yeah.
Yeah. Kent McCoy from the movie Clown. Did you see Clown yet? Eli Roth's Clown?
No, not yet.
Dude, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Puts on a cursed clown nose and he can't take it off.
Yeah.
And the costume, it starts melting to his face, he becomes this demon clown.
Wasn't that an Aqua Teen Hunger Force episode?
I don't know, maybe
Yeah,
he stole it.
Carl got hair.
Yeah, you
the
can
hair
take it off.
grafted to his head and he couldn't take it off and he started turning into a clown. That's funny.
That's funny.
Eli Roth's ripping off Aqua Teen.
Or vice versa. Yeah, right. Eli Roth's stealing Aqua Teen. Yeah, you should watch it. Clown's pretty cool. The clown toy from Krampus.
Yeah.
The little clown toy. Jester from Puppet Master. The other little toy.
Yeah.
You could say the Joker is a clown. Jack Nicholson version is still my favorite. Fuck you, Heath Ledger.
Mark Hamill's my favorite.
No, yeah, he's good too. Everyone thinks Heath Ledger's so fucking amazing. I'm not a comic book guy by any means, but I love me some Jack.
I mean, it's just Jack being Jack.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever seen the Masters of Horror episode, We All Scream for Ice Cream?
No.
It's a clown. A clown ice cream man.
That's cool.
Yeah. As all clowns do. Gertie from 100 Tears. You ever see 100 Tears? Gotta check that out. Marcus Cook is the same one that made American Guinea Pig Bloodshot and does effects on a lot of the indie horror right now. Shout out to Marcus. But 100 Tears, you gotta check that one out. Zebo the Clown from Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, fuck, yeah. I didn't think of that.
And my last one is The Clown in the Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah. It's a good clown.
Yeah.
Very
So
brief
stereotypical.
clown. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I mean,
Yeah.
they were all just different horror tropes. So the only ones that I had that weren't on your list were Killjoy from Killjoy. I'm a fan. I know you're not so big on him.
Cool that the Santino's got to be in it, but yeah.
Yeah. And he's on my honorable mentions because he's not in a movie, but he's still a great clown that should be mentioned, is Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal.
Yeah, that is cool.
He should have a movie. I mean,
Yeah.
he was a serial killer, stealing people's cars.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Fucking people up, and then he turned into a demon. That's a great
Twisted
story.
Metal. Yeah, that would be good. So that's it for clowns. I'm all clowned out.
Silent Hill has never done much with clowns.
Who?
I'm surprised Silent Hill hasn't done anything with clowns.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just like they don't
Where?
want to touch that territory.
Yeah. I'm all clowned out.
Yeah.
I'm sick of clowning around.
Yeah.
I broke my funny bone on this episode.
stroked my funny bone on this episode.
I stroked my funny bone until it exploded and it broke all over the place. And
It exploded with confetti.
I don't want to hear anything about clowns or Biff or anything else for that matter. For the rest of the day. We'll talk all clowns all day tomorrow,
Yeah.
but for the rest of the day, I'm clowned out.
In the clown house.
In the clown house, being touched by inappropriate clowns.
So, as H.P. Lovecraft once said, while scrubbing clown semen off of his cheek,
While riding a unicycle and juggling bowling pins.
it smells like fish.
Throw the fucker back.
Ugh. I look out. My mother said to me one day, my little tater tot, we're going to the circus whether you like it or not. I told her she could take a hike. She kicked me in the rear. I said, all right, I'll go, but let me just make one thing clear. Don't send in the clowns. Ugh. Don't send in the clowns. Don't send in the clowns. They always bring me down. Hey, so my mother dragged me to the circus on that day. She bought me cotton candy, which I quickly threw away. There were jugglers, acrobats, a monkey in a dress. The elephant made quite a stink. It was okay, I guess. But then came the clowns. Ugh, no, not the clowns. Don't send in those clowns. Ugh, anything but them. Ugh, don't send in the clowns. Oh, why did it have to be clowns? I ran home from the circus and I never